Let's bring in our political experts, Christie and Donna Brazile, Republicans and Democrats. Chris, you were out campaigning all across the country during these midterms. What do you expect tonight?
Look, George, I just have felt, especially in the last 10 days, a real movement towards Republicans. And it's really been because of what I'm hearing from voters, not about who they're voting for, but what they're talking about. They're talking about inflation and they're talking about crime. And those are really the only two issues I've heard voters talking about in states where I've been to, like in Colorado particularly. Inflation's up over 15% in Colorado. They're really feeling it out there. So in those states, that's why I think those issues are ones that Democrats have been uncomfortable talking about. They're more interested in talking about abortion and about threat to democracy. And when you see a party not talking about the things the voters are talking about, it usually means it's moving away from them.
And Donna, Democrats are facing historic headwinds. When inflation is high and the president's approval rating is low, the in-party loses.
George, we know that Democrats must defy the odds, but what we also know is that Democrats have been so excited about this election. They're excited because they know that what's at stake in this election. We see a historic turnout. We may have, in some cases, more voters who turned out in the last 4 years. But here's what voters understand. They know that Democrats have a plan to lower prescription medicine prices. I can't say drugs because nobody takes drugs. They take medication. They also have a plan, to fight this inflation, to lower gas prices. Republicans are running on blue smoke and mirrors. Say, I promise to give you something if you vote for me. Democrats know how to create jobs, how to invest in the future. And what you'll see today is historic turnout, not just in those so-called battleground states, but in those traditional states where people don't vote.
George, look, the problem is that they're voting on what Democrats have given them. Not on what Republicans might give them. And what Democrats have given them is 40-year high inflation, crime rates across the country that are rising, a border that's allowing fentanyl to come across in record amounts, and that's having a real impact on families all over this country. And so remember, this is not a referendum on Republicans. That's what happened in 2018. This is a referendum on Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the leadership of the Democratic Party. And as we look at numbers over the course of years, only George W. Bush in the last 30 years has defied the gravity of the party in power in the White House, losing significant number of seats.
Over 10 million new jobs created. I don't think people are complaining about the jobs created. They're not complaining about the investments that we made in the economy. All of the good things that Republican governors are out there campaigning on. You know what? The American people do not want to hand the keys to the people who tried to break into the House and destroy our democracy.
Listen, Donna,
and that's why abortion is on the ballot.
Donna, you keep talking about that.
It's on the ballot in 5 states.
But what they need is they need three of those 10 million jobs to be able to pay to get some milk and eggs in Joe Biden's grocery stores, and that's the problem.
Oh, wow.
And look, in terms of
grocery clerk,
we still you know what he is though. Look, I love watching his Twitter feed because when gas prices went up, it was Vladimir Putin's fault. When gas prices come down, it's Joe Biden's cause. Look, he can't be selective that way. The American people know it.
Chris, I take it, though, you don't want to be watching Donald Trump's Twitter feed after he announces next week.
No, look, whether he'll go back to, I've said he won't go back to Twitter, George, because he can't make any money off of Twitter. He's going to want Truth Social. But look, the good thing about this has been that in most of these states, you've seen candidates running not with the Trump imprimatur. And in fact, if you look at most states, he hasn't gone there to campaign. And even when he went to Florida, Ron DeSantis wouldn't campaign with him. So I think there's an interesting thing that will happen once we get by tonight, which will be the Republican Party has to make a decision. Are we the party of me or are we the party of us? And that's going to be an absolutely critical decision about whether the success they're going to have tonight can be extended into 24.
Christie, Donna Brazile, thanks very much. Still ahead, some of the issues voters will decide today, from abortion rights to legalizing marijuana. We're going to have full team coverage of the election night starting at 8 tonight on ABC, streaming live at ABC News Live starting at 7. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.